Okay, so I get a lot of emails on YouTube about living in Japan and about how to get here, what I do here, um, what's it like living here, what are costs like, what is life like. So I decided, along with my blogs and my documentaries, I would do a series of questions and answers a couple times a month, depending on how many emails I get, that answer some of your questions and let you know what life is like here in Japan and what to expect if you decide to come or are making plans to come. So I'll go ahead and answer about 5 or 6 of the most common questions that I get about Japan and about living in Japan. Okay, so the number one question that I get about Japan, um, how do I get to Japan? Um, why do you want to come? Number one, why do you want to come? Do you want to come here just to be a tourist, look around? That's great. Do you want to come here as a student and learn Japanese culture or Japanese language? Or are you actually looking to live here and work here? If you're just looking to come over as a tourist, go ahead and apply for your passport if you don't already have one. Apply for your tourist visa, shouldn't take too long. You could probably have the whole thing finished in about 3 months. This is with the American system. With any other Western English-speaking country, it's probably going to go a lot faster. Our American system is a little fouled up right now, so it's not too quick. If you're looking to come over as a student, I would first suggest looking at universities. Find which one you want to go to. Know that it's going to be very expensive unless you have a scholarship or a grant. And then go ahead and look into the housing that they provide. Usually it's pretty decent. Usually they provide their students with quite a bit here. But like I said, prices are really high. Once you have all that, you'll have to put quite a bit of paperwork in order, but your school is going to take care of most of it for you, luckily. So it's going to be a little different with every college. Find your college that you want and speak to them about processing your visa. For work, that's what I'm most familiar with. It's a much more complicated process than tourist or student, and it's probably going to take you quite a bit of paperwork and quite a bit of time to acquire this visa. I believe there are still some companies that hire in the States or other Western countries that are English speaking. Your main job that you're going to get offered is teaching English. Yes, you can work other jobs here in Japan, but they're probably going to require that you speak native level Japanese or close to it. So unless you do speak that, I would suggest trying to get in here on an English-speaking, English-teaching job. Okay? So for the work visa, it's quite a bit of work. Number one, you're going to have to find a company that either hires in the States, or you're going to have to come over on a tourist visa and find a company that will sponsor you, and that gets a lot more complicated. If you decide to get your work visa in the States, you have the JET program. I believe Aon still hires in the States, and maybe ECC. I'm not totally sure about that though. There used to be Nova, but Nova is dead, okay? Yes, it's G Communications now, if you've researched it at all, but I don't think they are hiring in the States anymore. There are future plans I've heard, but personally I would never trust that company. Okay, so hiring in the States, JET program is going to be your cream of the crop. If you can get in on JET, J-E-T program, you're going to have it nice. They're going to take care of all your visa problems. They're going to go ahead and walk you step by step through the process. Same with any other company, but once you get to Japan, JET already has your accommodations taken care of, where you're going to work taken care of, transportation taken care of, and you get so many paid holidays, it's ridiculous. The other companies, not too bad to work for. Pay is going to be a little less, probably going to have little to no vacation, and I'm not sure if they're going to take care of your accommodations when you get over here. You may have to look for them yourself. Not totally sure about that. So if you can get hired in the States, they're going to walk you through the process. If you decide to come to Japan first on a tourist visa and get a work visa, do realize it's illegal, and you will actually have to apply to the company, leave the country, get your visa, and then come back. Most people head over to Korea for 2 or 3 days while it processes, or sometimes they even head back to their own country, which could be a lot of work if you're heading back to the States, which is like a 14-hour plane flight. If you want even more detailed description, I can lay it out for you step by step, but you're going to have to email me with that, and that's going to be on a first-come, first-served basis. Alright. How do I teach English in Japan? How do I teach English in Japan? Well, you want to get a job first, like I just spoke about. You need to get a job at one of the many English-speaking companies here. Most, like I said, will hire you with a tourist visa, even though it is illegal. They will then ask you to leave the country. You will get your visa during that time, and then you can re-enter the country on a work visa, and you are now teaching English in Japan. Be careful with who you choose to teach English with. Research the company. Do not just join a company and think you have it perfect, okay? A lot of people joined up with Nova, which was a big English teaching company here, and they went bankrupt about 5 or 6 months after I got here. Luckily, I got out of that whole situation very quickly before everything went bust. So, research your company before you go for the job. Check how long they've been around in Japan. Talk to other teachers that work there if you can. Find out if you can talk to any of their students and see if they're happy with the place. And if you can find anything on them on the internet, research the heck out of it, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult to find out information about some of the smaller English companies on the internet. So do what you can, though, for research. That's my biggest advice for working for an English company in Japan. Okay. Alright, that's it for this episode of Living in Japan Frequently Asked Questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to send them to rpackerman@hotmail.com, or you can just go ahead and send me a message here on my YouTube account. Either one is fine. And until then, think of some questions, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Have a good one.